3. Taxis are expensive. Part 3. Okay. You want to know about the airplane? Okay. Well, we'll speed up in case you didn't watch the other videos. I first took a taxi to the DMV. It was $36 to and from. I walked a mile. This is a long story short. I walked a mile just to save a few bucks. Didn't save me nothing but pennies. I then took a taxi so I could go buy a car because I got a hold of some money. I took a taxi to go rent a car to go buy a car. Then I found out that the taxi that I needed $200 in the bank. So I had to take a taxi back to the bank and then a taxi back to the rent-a-car. I got sick of it. I didn't want to spend $60 just to go to the bank. So I decided to take a $200 airplane flight to LA. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I'll tell you. My brother lives near LA. Not in LA, near LA. So I wasn't afraid of it. I was just like, if something happens, I'll just call my brother, right? Well, I go out there. It's $214 first of all to get on the plane. That's money I needed in the bank. It would have been better just to stay inside, to tell you the truth. But I was excited. I was ready to go. I was gonna make a situation better, cooler to tell, and you know, something that was really gonna like knock people's socks off when I told them I went to LA. I rented a car and I bought myself a car and drove it home. On the way home, I visited my brother and went to the beach and all of this stupid. So I thought it was gonna be amazing. It was gonna be great. It was gonna be fantastical. It didn't work out that way, okay? $200. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that yet. Oh, you didn't hear that yet. $200 in the airplane. Okay? I get there. I realized I had to take a taxi to get money from the bank to rent a car. I still had to do the same thing. Why didn't I think of that? Or I did. I thought about it. I already knew that. I was planning all my money while I was waiting to decide whether or not I was going to take a plan. I was planning all of this stuff. I already knew what I was going to do. So I had to take a taxi to go to the bank, get some more money, put money in the bank to go rent a car. Okay, it's 6 o'clock at night by this time. I landed at 6 o'clock. Or 5 o'clock, can't remember, it doesn't matter. Well, I suddenly started getting fear about getting the taxi. What it was is that I had to rely on checks now. I have a credit card. I had a credit card, but I had to have money in the bank, and I wasn't sure if my checks were going to get cashed. And so I didn't want to waste my money on the taxi, and I got really nervous, and I called my brother early. I shouldn't have gotten nervous. I should have just done it. There's all this shoulda, woulda, couldas, all those things where you know you could have done it and it would have worked out if you had just done it. I looked at the bank and where it was and everything was in. Damn, it's still getting me to this day. Arrgh! I called my brother early and I'm like, oh my God, brother, guess where I'm at? He goes, where are you? I'm in LA. You're what? What are you doing in LA? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm in LA. I think I'm stranded. He goes, only you. What? What do you mean you're stranded? What are you talking about? I was like, I need a ride. Come get me. Well, my brother lives 3 hours away from LA. 2.5, 3 hours away from LA. And it's barely 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and he's like, no, I can't go and get you. I was like, what do you mean no? Come and get me. I'm stranded in LA. Come and get me. said no, I was going to surprise him and say I'm just going to go buy a car real quick. I know it sounds so crazy, right? But I had the idea, I had the money, I was ready to go. And I was like, I'll give you gas money, come on, come pick me up. And he goes, no, I got homework. What do you mean homework? He goes, I'm in school, I got homework to do, I can't just go and pick you up. I was like, yes you can, it's only 3 hours. I was like, how long does it take for you to get here? He said, like 3 hours, it takes me 3 hours to get there. I was like, 6 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you'll be home by midnight. You do your homework when you get home. Like normal people. Normal people do their homework at midnight, right? He's like, no. I'm like, well, come, look, I'll wait. Come and get me after you do your homework. How long does it take you to do your homework? He's like, about that long, right? 3 or 4 hours. And I'm like, well, come after. He's like, I'm not going to drive out there at midnight. He gets mad at me. I'm not going to drive out there until midnight. You know what pisses me off about this whole thing with my brother? This is a whole nother story. I'll tell you what pisses me off about my brother after I tell you this. After what happens. Okay? Okay, so he would come and pick me up. He's like, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call the uncles. So he calls the uncles. Luckily, thank God for family out of town. And I will tell you this, I would not have gone to LA if I didn't have family who lived there. I wouldn't have done this it's not smart to do. People, you got to know what you're doing. You can't just go to nowhere where you're going to be stranded when you know there's a chance it's going to happen, right? Okay. So he's like, I'm going to call the uncles. He calls the uncles. He calls the uncles and he gets the one who's practically broke. Now, he's the sweetest guy. I love my uncle dearly. We hold him close to all of our hearts. He's the greatest. He's one of those that's just down for anything no matter what. He's got to work in the middle of the night. He's got to go to work in the middle of the night and then work the next day. And he didn't get any sleep yet. And he's like, I'll go and get you, Sochi. Yeah. And my car's not really working that well, but I'll go and get you. And his car's like missing a part. I feel really bad. But I'm like, I'll give you gas money. Maybe that'll make it okay. It didn't make it okay for me. But in the end, my mom paid him more money just for the whole ordeal. She gave him more money. She's like, we're really, really sorry. But what happened was I had waited 3 hours for him to show up. And then once I called, I wasn't getting any response. So once we called, I didn't want to leave the airport and then have him come out and me be gone. And then what is he gonna do? He already came out half an hour. He lives about half an hour away from Burbank. I went to Burbank. It was about half an hour away. So I didn't want him to waste all that time and gas and everything, and I was feeling really bad. So I was like, I'll just wait. I'll suffer the wait. The extra time's not going to kill me for my uncle to do me this favor. He's just going to come and get me. We're just going to go to the bank. We're just going to, I might have to get a hotel. I was trying to manage my money and everything, making sure I had everything set up. Oh my God, the lady at the rent-a-car tells me I need $200 in my bank, no matter what. We can't do you no favors. Okay, fine. So I wait for my uncle. He gets there. It takes about 3 hours. I waited 3 hours anyways. I called my brother. I was like, you know what? You really suck for this. 3 hours I've had to wait already. You're probably done with your homework almost. You can come and get me now. And he was like, no, I can't. No, I can't. Whatever. We ended up having to get a hotel. It was already 9 o'clock at night. I probably could have found a car, but my uncle wouldn't take me to an ATM. I thought that was kind of suspicious. He wouldn't take me to the ATM. I'm sorry this story is taking so long. He wouldn't take me to an ATM for the 5th time. And I didn't know why. I was like, why? Why, Uncle? Why aren't you taking me to the ATM? We'll just find one. I mean, the hotels are pretty expensive. I doubt we can find one for $40. He's like, no, we can. We picked up a little paper thing. We were looking for a $40 one, but they were all really far away. We wanted one in Burbank. I don't know why. I was like, I can go anywhere right now. I'll just tell my brother to come get me tomorrow and tell him it's serious, that he must do it. So whatever. Sorry, hold on a minute. Say okay. Okay, if I had my edit machine, it would be better. I could have edited that out, but now you have to know about all my personal issues. Alright. 3 hours go by, we gotta get a hotel. We can't find one for $40, so we get one for $80. We go to one for $80 and we're like, nah, we can find one cheaper. And then we go out to like somewhere that seems like I could just get shot or something, ripped up real bad. And I'm like, nah, it's alright. I'm good. I can stay here. It is actually pretty cool. They were really nice. Oftentimes, I do find that when you think it's going to be a really awful place to be, that the service is really, really great, where the facility is not. But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was like, it was probably worse than a Motel 6, but it wasn't horrible. You know, like staying at a friend's house when their bathroom isn't working. Only the bathroom was working. I was able to take a shower, everybody. So I was clean the next day. Anyway, we're going to make this 15 minutes. Okay, so $60 we spent in a hotel. It was alright. And then the next day I gotta go to the bank. Next video is what happens the next day, okay? Well, next video, no, I'll just finish it, okay? Go to the bank and find out my checks are expired. They will not cash my checks. And I was like, I want to go to the ATM for this reason. He said, you can get in trouble for that. You're going to have to pay for them. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have the person that signed the checks pay for them. Whatever. They wouldn't let me. And my uncle wouldn't take me to an ATM. I mean, what am I going to do? So I called my mom. She's like, why did you do this? You know, obviously. And I'm like, Mom, please, I need your credit card. You gotta buy me a ticket home. I'm not gonna be able to get out of this place. I don't have any money. I got $7 in my pocket. And she's like, $7 in my pocket, and I made it home on a plane about 9 o'clock that night. I was really worried about my cat. My baby. He wasn't fed yet, and so I could have had my mom feed my cat all week and stayed in LA with my family. But I chose to go home and feed my cat. I didn't want to put them through anything else. They would have been like, why? Just so I can buy a car, damn it. This all happened because I didn't have a car. I needed a way to get around. If I had a car, all I wanted to do was visit my brother. I would have went to visit my brother on my own in the car by myself, and he would have said, you can't stay here, and I would have gotten a hotel, and I would have said, I'm going to visit you this week, damn it, because I said so. He's really mean sometimes. Anyway, that's what happened. The checks were expired. No more taxi business. I just had no money. So I got home on another $214 ticket. The airport people remembered me because I was there all night. The night before, and it was the same people. And everything was fine after that. I got home. Oh, taxi business was not over. I had to get a shuttle. My mom paid credit card for the shuttle to come and pick me up. But they took me home, and I was like, how much is the shuttle? She said $10. I'm like, oh my God! $10! That is so much cheaper. Why wasn't I taking the shuttle? People of this city, or any city, the shuttle is so much more, so much cheaper than the taxi. If you didn't know that already, I don't know why I didn't know that. I did know that, but I didn't know the number. I've looked up the shuttle online, and I thought it was a fake website. I thought it was a fake website, so I didn't want to, whatever. You know what? This story is really long, but it was worth it, right? Right? Anyway, check it next time in the next videos and tell you why I'm so pissed off at my brother for this.